My stepdad tried to kick me out of the house, but I had no idea it was mine. I'm a 22-year-old guy who's been living with my mom and stepdad since my biological dad passed away 5 years ago. After my dad's death, my mom decided to stay in the house, and I always thought that they were just renting it and that we were all in this together. Recently, things started to change. My stepdad began getting more controlling, belittling me about my job search and calling me a freeloader. It was hurtful, but even then, I didn't think much about it until last week when he suddenly dropped a bombshell. He wanted me to move out. At first, I was taken aback. "What do you mean I need to move out?" I asked, feeling a mix of confusion and anger. He insisted that I was living there long enough and that a grown man like me should take responsibility. My mom sat there silently, avoiding eye contact, which made things even more uncomfortable. Feeling defeated, I spent the next few days contemplating my options. I didn't have the money to afford a place of my own, and the thought of being kicked out haunted me. One evening, I was cleaning out some old boxes in the attic that belonged to my dad when I stumbled upon a dusty folder. Curious, I opened it and found legal documents. Among them was my dad's will. As I read, my heart raced. I realized he had left the house to me. My mind was racing as I put the pieces together. My dad intended for me to have a secure place to live, but somehow, the conversation about the will never came up. With my newfound knowledge, I called for a family meeting that evening. My mom and stepdad came into the living room, where I laid it all out. "I found my dad's will, and it says this house is mine," I told them, my voice steady despite the anxiety bubbling inside me. My stepdad's face turned ghostly white, and he tried to play it off as if it were no big deal, calling it just paperwork without any real power. But I pressed on, explaining how my dad had wanted me to have a stable home. My mom finally spoke up, supporting me. She was shocked to learn it was legally mine too and seemed to realize how her second husband had created this rift. Tension filled the room as my stepdad argued that I needed to respect family and the dynamics of living under one roof. In the end, after another heated exchange, my stepdad reluctantly backed down, knowing he couldn't contest the will without proving to be in the wrong. I was overwhelmed with relief and anger at the same time, but I felt empowered. Things are still tense at home, but I stand strong in my right to my father's legacy. I may not have known the truth at first, but now I'm determined to honor my dad's memory, ensuring that I'll always have a home to call my own.